to the session number 5 of lesson number 2, nutrition in animals, where we have seen many points related with the nutrition in animals, how the digestion starts in the mouth, then how it passed from the mouth to the esophagus, then into the stomach, after that into small intestine. We have seen about the digestion in small intestine at the last session, and today we are going to see the how the digestion takes place, or which process is actually conducted in the large intestine. Okay, now we are on the page number 17. So let me start the point. Large intestine. The large intestine is wider and shorter than small intestine. Actually, the name large comes only because of its diameter, but in length is only about 1.5 meter. So the large intestine names only given due to its large diameter, but its length is 1.5 meter. Okay, just keep it in mind, because it's very important to understand the difference between large intestine and small intestine. Now see exactly what happened and what process takes place in the large intestine. Its function is to absorb water and some salts from the undigested food material. In the large intestine, water is absorbed and also some salt is absorbed from the undigested food material, and the remaining waste passes into the rectum and remains there as semi-solid feces. The fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time. This is called egestion. See, when the food passed from the small intestine to large intestine, now whatever food is present in large intestine, from that undigested part of the food, water and salt is absorbed, and remaining is the waste now, and that remaining waste passes into the rectum, and after that, when it goes into the rectum, it is a kind of semi-solid feces, and this semi-solid feces should be thrown out of the body. Therefore, this fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time. This fecal matter means actually it's a kind of semi-solid waste, and the process of removing this fecal matter through the anus from time to time is known as egestion. So here you have got one definition also, that is what is meant by egestion or define egestion. Okay, here actually in true manner the process of digestion completes, which we started with the mouth. Today we have just completed that process of digestion in human body, which ends with the large intestine, actually with the anus. Okay, now we are going to see the next point, 2.3, digestion in grass eating animals. Before starting the point, I would like to explain about the diarrhea, which is the common disease in India. Even it is common, if it is not treated properly, not treated in time, the death can also occur. So we should give the importance for the treatment of diarrhea. Okay, just see the blue box. There you can see about the diarrhea. Diarrhea. Sometimes you may have experienced the need to pass watery stool frequently. This condition is known as diarrhea. See, what is diarrhea? Sometimes we experience the need to pass watery stool frequently, means continuously stool from the body, undigested part from the body is passed in the form of water structure or watery stool passed from the body frequently, and this condition is known as diarrhea. Okay, just note it. It may be caused by an infection, food poisoning, or indigestion. Now, why it takes place? What is the reason behind it? It may be caused by an infection. Infection is maybe the one of the reason. It may cause by food poisoning, or it may cause by indigestion also. So you can understand here the importance for the food, or importance for the precautions should be taken against the diarrhea. Okay, so infection, food poisoning, or indigestion may be the reason for diarrhea. It is very common in India, particularly among the children. Under severe condition, it can be fatal. This is because of excessive loss of water and salts from the body. Diarrhea should not be neglected. Even before a doctor is consulted, the patient should be given a plenty of boiled and cooled water with a pinch of salt and sugar dissolved in it. This is called oral rehydration solution, that is ORS. Diarrhea is one of the common diseases in India. Mostly it affects on the children, and if it crosses the limit or under the severe condition, it can be fatal, so the death can also occur. So we have to take care a lot about the diarrhea. Now we should think that why the death or the severe condition occurs, why we face such a condition. Because as we know that watery stool form in this situation, therefore there is a loss of water and salt from the body. Actually there is the excessive loss of water and salts from the body. So the excessive loss of water and salt is not good for the body, and therefore diarrhea should not be neglected. And before consulting a doctor, if it take a time, before that the patient or the person who is suffering from the diarrhea should be given the ORS solution, that is oral rehydration solution, that you can prepare at home also. You may have studied it in previous classes also about the ORS solution. Now what is this ORS solution? How you can prepare at home? Take boiled and cooled water. Take boiled and cool water with a pinch of salt and sugar dissolved in it. Just complete the process of dissolving salt and sugar in this boiled and cool water. Here your ORS solution is ready. Okay. Now to take ORS solution in diarrhea is very important. Okay, just note it. Now we are going to start the point 2.3, digestion in grass eating animals. It's a very interesting and funny one, and we must have the curiosity to know about it, about the animals, how they eat their food. Okay, so have you observed the cows, buffaloes and other grass eating animals chewing continuously even when they are not eating? Actually they quickly swallow the grass and store it in the part of stomach called rumen, which you can see in the figure 2.9. Here the food gets partially digested and is called cud, but later the cud returns to the mouth and in small lumps, and the animal chews it. This process is called rumination, and these animals are called ruminants. See, it's very interesting. We know that cows and buffaloes, they eat the grass. When they eat the grass, they eat with a continuously with the high speed, they complete their eating. But sometimes we see that even they are not provided with the grass, they continuously chew it. Now what's this? What they chew in their mouth? Actually, they quickly swallow the grass and store it in the part of the stomach called rumen. Rumen is the one of the part of stomach of this grass eating animals. Rumen. They quickly swallow the grass and store it in the part of the stomach called rumen. Here that food gets partially digested. Actually, when that food means that grass, when it enter into the rumen, there it digested only partially. Only partial digestion completed here, and that is known as cud. Partially digested grass or food in rumen is called cud. After some time or later, the curd returns to the mouth in small lumps and animal chews it. Since when the curd form, after some time or later, that curd returns to the mouth in small lumps, animal take it out from the rumen to the mouth, and that curd is chews, and this process is known as rumination, and these animals are called ruminants. You must think about it. These may be the definitions for your exam also. What is meant by curd? What is meant by rumination? What is meant by ruminants? The partially digested grass or food in rumen is called curd. When this curd is taken to the mouth in small lumps and chewed by animals, this process is known as rumination, and these animals are called ruminants. Okay, so just focus on these definitions. The grass is rich in cellulose. You must know about it. Whatever the grass is eaten by this buffalo or cow or grass eating animal, this grass is rich in cellulose. Now what is cellulose? Cellulose is a type of carbohydrate. Cellulose is a type of carbohydrate. Many animals, including humans, cannot digest cellulose. Actually, cellulose is a kind of carbohydrate, but many animals, including humans, they cannot digest the cellulose. Think about this, okay? As we know, cellulose is a kind of carbohydrate, but it cannot be digested by human and many animals. Okay, we are going to talk about it, but before that, here two questions are asked by Paheli and Bhujo. See Paheli and Bhujo what they think. Paheli wants to know why these animals cannot chew food properly at the time they take it in. Now it's a curious question actually. Paheli want to ask, when the animal get their food, why they do not eat the food properly at that time only? Why they take it in, and after complete the eating the process, again why they take it for digestion? And Bhujo wants to know why we cannot digest cellulose like the cattle do. Now the questions asked by Paheli and Bhujo are really interesting. It is considered that the animals, grass eating animals, mostly eat the grass. I think that they keep that grass for the next hours, or they keep that grass as they will not get it again. Many things are there. Think about this question asked by Paheli and question asked by Bhujo. That answer is given in our next paragraph. Let me discuss it. Ruminants have a large sac-like structure called rumen between the esophagus and the small intestine. If you can see the figure 2.9, you can understand where the rumen is present between the esophagus and the small intestine. I think you can see the figure 2.9, digestive system in ruminant, where the location of the rumen is between the esophagus and small intestine. The cellulose of the food is digested here by the action of certain bacteria which are not present in humans. Here we have got the answer of the Bhojo. Answer of the question asked by the Bhojo. We have found it. See, the rumen present between the esophagus and small intestine of ruminant contains certain bacteria which acts on cellulose, which digests the cellulose. But these bacteria are not present in humans. These bacteria are not present in humans. Therefore, ruminants can digest the cellulose, but humans cannot digest the cellulose. Okay, here we have got the answer. Here you can frame the question also. Why the human cannot digest the cellulose like ruminants? So you can write the answer. You can complete that answer. Okay, as you know the answer. So far you have learned about the animals which possess the digestive system, but there are many small organisms which do not have a mouth and a digestive system. Then how do they acquire a digest food? How they acquire and digest the food? In the section below you will learn another interesting way of food intake. Now it's a thinking question. We have learned about the human being, we have learned about some grass eating animals where they have complete organs, proper digestive system is present in their body. Then whatever the small organisms which we cannot see with our naked eyes, as they don't have the proper body, proper digestive system, then how their body works, how they acquire the food and how they digest the food, we are going to see it through one example which is given in the point number 2.4, feeding and digestion in amoeba. Feeding and digestion in amoeba. So let me see this point. Amoeba is a microscopic single-celled organism found in pond water. See the location of amoeba. This amoeba is found in pond water. Amoeba is the microscopic, as we can see only through the microscope. It is a single cell organism. Amoeba is just made up of single cell. Okay. This amoeba has a cell membrane. See the structure. You can see the figure 2.10. 2.10 amoeba. It has a cell membrane. You can see that. A rounded dense nucleus. You can see a rounded dense nucleus present in this amoeba. It has also many small bubble like vacuoles. You can see many vacuoles also, and this all is in a cytoplasm. Okay, the cell organelles are cytoplasm, cell membrane, nucleus and vacuole, which are the very important cell organelles of amoeba. See how it works, how they acquire the food. Amoeba pushes out one or more finger-like projections called pseudopodia. You can see the pseudopodia actually in the figure 2.10. This is about the pseudopodia. Pseudopodia is also known as false feet for movement and capture the food. Pseudopodia are false feet. They can be used for the movement and capture of food. In the figure you can observe actually the pseudopodia, which are the finger-like projections, outward projections, which help to the capture of food. Amoeba feeds on some microscopic organism. When it senses food, it pushes out the pseudopodia around the food particle and engulfs it. The food becomes trapped in food vacuole. See, it's a very interesting and very important process of engulfing the food. The pseudopodia actually covers the food, and the food of amoeba is an microscopic organism. When microscopic organism comes in the contact with amoeba, or when it comes near amoeba, pseudopodia surrounds the food particle and it engulfs it, and that food trapped in the, when food is engulfed by amoeba, it trapped in food vacuole. Then digestive juices are secreted into the food vacuole. They act on the food and break it down into the simpler substances. The vacuole, the food vacuole present in amoeba contains the digestive juices, and these digestive juices present in food vacuole act on the food and break it down into the simpler substances, and these simpler substances are absorbed into the body of amoeba. This digested food is absorbed, and the absorbed substances are used for growth, maintenance, and multiplication. The absorbed substances are used for growth, maintenance, and multiplication. And the undigested residue of the food is expelled outside by the vacuole. As we have seen in animals, as we have seen in human digestive system, same here also, the undigested residue of the food is expelled outside by the vacuole. The basic process of digestion of food and release of energy is the same in all animals. All animals' digestive process is actually the same that we have observed, and the release of energy, that also same. The basic process of digestion of food and release of energy is observed same in all animals. In a later chapter you you learn more about the transport of food absorbed by the intestine to the various parts of the body. Okay, here we have completed the chapter. Now the exercise will be available for you. That exercise we have to solve. Frame the questions, and you can watch these videos again and again. If you not understand any point, you can ask me. Okay, frame the questions and solve the answers and complete the exercise. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, thank you.